Most people feel awkward on sales calls because they think they need to pitch, persuade, and push through objections. But after working with over 18,000 coaches and experts and selling over $53 million in online courses and programs, I found that approach is exactly what kills the sale. In this video, I'll walk you through a 7-step process to turn sales calls into natural, confident conversations that lead to more people saying yes. Step 1. Do your sales calls on Zoom. Even if you're nervous, don't skip this. Face-to-face is where trust begins. They get to see your energy, your presence, and your sincerity, and that can make all the difference. When someone can look into your eyes and hear your tone of voice, it becomes a human moment, not a transaction. So always aim for video, not just phone or text, even if you're shy. Now that you've got them on camera, let's talk about step 2. Which is remembering this call is about them and not you. So come in with curiosity, not an agenda. This isn't about getting through your pitch. It's about deeply understanding where they are and what they need. Ask yourself, what's been holding them back? Why now? What would success look like for them? Because when you're offering something like coaching, something transformational, personal, and real, you're stepping into a relationship. And that relationship has to be built on trust, resonance, and mutual clarity. Once you've got the right perspective, it's time for step 3, which is be early and set the tone. Show up a few minutes early, be on the line before they are. This small detail shows that you respect their time and sets a professional, intentional tone for the entire conversation. Then, once you're both on, ask for permission to record. Hey, would you mind if I record our call? That way I can stay fully present and circle back later to anything important you shared. They'll likely say yes, and this gives you a valuable record for follow-up. Now that the tone is set, let's talk about the actual conversation, which brings us to step 4. Ask one question at a time. You don't need a rigid script, but you do need structure. Have a list of 4 or 5 core questions to guide the conversation, which I'll share at the end of this video, and ask them one at a time. Avoid yes or no questions, and definitely avoid stacking multiple questions one after another. Let's say someone just told you they feel burnt out and directionless in their business. Instead of slowing down and getting curious, you say, okay, so what's your goal? And how long has this been going on? Have you tried journaling or meditation? What do you want instead? And why now? You see the problem? That's stacking multiple questions back to back without giving the other person time to breathe or think. It creates pressure. It shifts the focus from them to you, and it makes the conversation feel more like an interrogation than a collaboration. Or worse, you bombard them with yes/no questions, like, are you stuck? Have you worked with a coach before? Do you want accountability? Does that sound good? These kinds of questions don't invite depth. They shut down reflection, and they don't give you real insight into what's driving the person or how you can serve them. Instead, ask one question, then pause. Let's say they just told you they feel burnt out and lost in their business. Then you might say something like, tell me more about what that burnout looks like in your daily life. Now you're inviting them to paint a picture. You're asking them to go deeper into their experience. And here's what happens. They start talking about waking up dreading their to-do list, or feeling overwhelmed by decisions, or working all day but feeling like nothing meaningful gets done. Really listen to what they say. Let their answer guide where you go next. That's how you build trust and create the kind of space where people actually open up. Now that the conversation is flowing, it's time to go deeper with step 5, which is listen to why they reached out. You want to understand their journey up to this point. Ask questions like, what's going on for you right now? What made you reach out? What have you already tried? Why do you think that didn't work? Why now? And then listen closely to what they say and what they don't. Because you're not looking for a pain point to exploit. You're listening to their story, you're honoring their path, and you're checking in with yourself too. Is this someone I can help? Is this someone I want to work with? Now that you understand where they've been, let's explore where they want to go. This is step 6. Flip the lens. Ask questions like, what would success look like for you? Why is that outcome important? How would it feel to finally get there? And listen for what's underneath the surface, because it's almost never just about hitting a revenue goal or launching a program. Sometimes it's about proving something to themselves, or to an old boss, or a family member who never believed in them. Sometimes it's about peace of mind, or confidence, or finally sleeping through the night. Even if you're in a niche that's less tangible, like life design or stress relief, there are still specific results that matter to them. I want to wake up excited about my day, not exhausted before it even starts. I want to enjoy time with my kids without feeling guilty of taking time off work. I want to lose weight and feel fit again. So don't worry if it's not measurable in a spreadsheet. Just get clear on what they value. And ask yourself, can I help them get that result? Are their expectations aligned with what I offer? Just make sure to take your time here, because this is the heart of the conversation. So now that you know where they are and where they want to go, it's time to connect the dots and bridge the gap. This is our final step, number 7. You can say something like, "Thank you so much for sharing all of this. Based on what you've told me, I'm confident I can help you with X, Y, or Z result. Would you like me to share how I'd work with you to do that?" And then walk them through your process or framework in a way that's customized to what they just shared. Keep it simple, keep it clear, and keep it grounded in service. And when you get to the investment part, you can say, "Would you like to hear what the investment looks like?" And if they say yes, most will, walk them through it. Be direct, be confident. If they hesitate, ask what's coming up for them. Is it timing, fear, the structure? And if the fear is something like, "What if I don't follow through?" Or "What if I fail again?" Normalize it. Validate it, because those fears are real. And naming them is the first step toward moving through them. Now, before we wrap up, here are 5 foundational questions to keep in your back pocket. Number 1, what's been on your mind lately that made you want to have this conversation? Number 2, what made you reach out now? What's feeling urgent or important about? Insert your topic here. Number 3, where are you feeling stuck in your specific area? For example, your marketing, your confidence, your work-life balance. And what have you already tried? Number 4, even if it's a little fuzzy, what does success actually look like to you in your coaching area? For example, your business, your relationship, your health journey. And number 5, what kind of support feels realistic for you right now? Weekly sessions, group coaching, something else. Remember, the best sales calls don't feel like sales calls. They feel like conversations, real, grounded, and human. When you lead with presence and curiosity, instead of pressure or performance, people can feel that and they'll trust you more. They'll say yes more often, and they'll stick around longer, because the relationship was built on resonance, not persuasion. So go ahead and use these 5 questions on your next call. The more you practice, the easier this gets, and the more aligned clients you'll attract. Onwards and upwards. I'll see you in the next video.